Today I fucked up by blasting the theme song to the nanny while my roommate is having intercourse. So I'm a guy and I have a female roommate. It's complicated. We've been roommates for a few months and we're still working the adapting to each other's lifestyle. Sometimes, I'll leave the door when I'm using the hallway bathroom. Sometimes, she'll forget to take the trash out. We're pretty good about having those conversations, but the one thing that has been off topic is the issues with our approach to having company stay over. The layout of our flat is pretty funky. Both of our bedrooms are down at the end of the hall and literally our beds are next to each other, only separated by a wall. Since I've been busy with work I haven't had people over, but she's been farming swipes on Tinder. Players going to play. But I don't know if she realizes I can hear her. We both know what is going down when someone walks into the apartment at 11 PM on a Friday, but I'm pretty sure she thinks that she's super quiet. She's not. But the worst part is that she sounds like Fran Drescher's character in The Nanny when moaning. First, I thought she was just playing it up one night because she was having to fake it through. But night after night, I swear I was hearing the flashy girl from Flushing in the room next to me. I held onto this information for some time until we got into an argument over what type of dish soap to use. I'm not even kidding, and have been on thin ice since. She's been seeing the same guy for a few weeks now, and I began the habit for every time she was getting hot and heavy, to play the Nanny theme song and have the speaker be incredibly close to the wall out of spite. First night, it was me just laughing about it while playing it quietly, but over the nights, I began to turn up the volume. Which leads us to last night. I wasn't doing too hot when it comes to my day-to-day operations and really was hoping they wouldn't be together that night. They were. Good for them. This time, I couldn't hold it in and put the speaker on full volume, so much so that I found out my neighbor above texted me about it saying, "Why the fuck are you watching The Nanny at 10:30 on a Friday?" As the theme song plays out, I hear audible male laughter. Slowly, I turn down the volume to hear a part of the conversation. I just realized why he is playing it. He's just watching The Nanny. Shout out to my roommate for thinking this. It's a great sitcom. Don't get mad at me, you kind of sound like Fran Drescher when we're fucking. Spoiler alert, she got mad. After a solid few minutes of yelling, she kicks him out of the bedroom and I have yet to speak to either of them since. In an attempt to fake things out, I locked the door and fell asleep to The Nanny playing on my laptop, to make it think I didn't intentionally play the song. I have since vacated the premises and stayed somewhere else to avoid the potential backlash, but I do know I have some apologizing to do. Too long didn't read. Roommate and I were having a house beef. I played the Nanny theme song because she sounded like Franny Fine. Her boy toy laughed. Probably caused their argument. Now in hiding until the dust settles. I want to see her today. I fucked up by sounding like Fran Drescher while having sex. I know boy toy browses Reddit, so I'm pretty sure I'm situated on that end and can patch things up with him. Not sure if she does. She's probably more embarrassed. Probably pissed. The guy found it funny though. Was the cries of Mr. She-F Field. When she came that really tipped the scales. She had style, she had flair, she was there, until she came, The Nanny. I am so glad he got it. Oh, I'm vouching him for the rest of his life. My favorite part is the upstairs neighbor questioning why you were watching The Nanny, when they had every right to be like, turn that shit down. I'm sure that was the subtext. Today I fucked up by forgetting to clear out my photo drive of NFSW content and my parents having it show up on their TV. This literally just happened and I still do not know how it slipped past me. But anyways, here's some context. I moved back in with my folks when my ex and I split up about 6 months ago, and when we had a place together we used to create all sorts of content. So anyways, as we were making videos and taking photos, I used to use my Amazon photo drive to back it up because at the time, I didn't have anyone else with access to it and I knew it was safe from being mixed in with my other cloud drives I use for my work-related stuff. And there was quite a bit of stuff, about 1,000 plus pics and videos of us together. And we were making pretty good money when it peaked. But by the time the relationship had ended we had hardly made anything new and it was more of an afterthought and I only would update my photo cloud when we made things so I had forgotten all about it. Fast forward to a day ago, and my parents had bought a Fire Stick but they didn't have a Prime account as they were using the Prime Video app on their smart TV with my account. So they asked me to do the setup for them which I did and all I did was put in my login stuff and left them with the remote to find their shows on Prime Video. What I didn't realize until later was that Amazon Photos is also an app on Fire Sticks and it automatically uses those photos as screensavers when you pause what you're watching. So this morning, my dad came into my room and he told me that he put the TV on pause while he and my mom were laying down so he could look at his phone. And he looked back up to see my ex spread eagle across the TV with jizz on her tits and then my mom looked up too and they both were absolutely mortified. And now so am I knowing that I just had my parents discover the old porn I used to make. Thankfully, my dad was chill about the conversation because I don't know how it would have went down if it were my mom bringing it up to me. TL, drive, used to make amateur porn, forgot it was backed up. Found out the hard way it was when my parents had it pop up in 4K in front of them. Edit for all the pubs asking for source, out of respect for her and so that she doesn't continue to make more money without my involvement as I no longer have access to the off. I'm not gonna drop links. Edit 2, which of y'all thought this post deserved a wholesome award Lamau? Edit 3, JFC I did not expect this post about horrifying my parents with explicit images of my ex covered in holy white sauce to become my most gilded one on Reddit. I guess thanks guys. Edit 4, this will be the last edit I make, for the time being, but I know a lot of you were curious about how it worked with making money through OV and whatnot but I'm not gonna answer any further questions beyond what I've addressed already. But thanks for the good questions and thank you everyone for enjoying my most embarrassing moment. Edit 5, woke up to see this post has really blown up overnight as well as my inbox. Once again thanks everyone but please stop asking me if I'd start making new content or questions about seeing my dick lol. I left that part of me behind for a reason. Don't feel bad, the same thing happened to me, except I was the innocent one just trying to watch TV and it was my parents' photos. I think I would have died inside even more if I found old nudes of my folks. You just had to say 4K LMFAO. See my ex get destroyed in 4K sounds like an excellent title. Otherwise sorry that happened man, it's good your parents didn't give you a hard time for it. Edit, damn you're liked the shit out of this. Edit you /PR3 data kill 13 Denzel voice my man. Lamau, I'd say that is a good title. But yeah, I'm glad they didn't either but now I'm afraid that they're gonna bring it up in the future for shits and giggles and I'm gonna still feel embarrassed. Edit, since no one gilded our friend you it really by Keith that I figure I share some of the wealth. I'm proud of you son. Thanks dad. I knew you'd be proud. I got an actual physical feeling of dread in my stomach when I read it automatically uses those photos as screensavers. You may have saved others with this today I fucked up, props to you. We're so proud of how far you've. Today I fucked up by ruining my wife's childhood. Since lockdowns and corona, because we are basically always home, my wife and I cannot really talk a lot. So we find different topics each day to randomly talk about. Damn, we cannot even ask each other how was your day? Because we are always together. Today we wanted to talk about our childhood toys. So, basically I tell her that I had a toy sword that was super cool and I loved swinging that around. I once almost broke a vase and that was funny blah blah my childhood was cool blah blah. Then, she was like, wife, ooh I also had a sword when I was a kid, I was poking everyone with it, it was super fun. Me, oh yeah? That's super cool. Tilda how tilda what did it look like? Then she had a blank expression for a second. Wife, it Looked like a dildo. Me? Huh? Then of course, we laughed for hours. But my wife's childhood got ruined. Basically she thought the dildo was a funny sword. She played with it for hours, cried if her mom tried to take it away, poking it to everyone she sees at home. There was even a helper to clean their house she poked couple of times. Her childhood got ruined, but our day was fun. Too long didn't read. I told my wife I had a toy sword when I was a kid. She said she also had one, then realized it was actually a dildo. Her childhood, ruined. Edit, yes, I'm not a native English speaker. How it looks like is wrong. It should have been what it looks like. Thanks for pointing it out. I feel like if your kid is playing with a dildo, then you take the dildo, then your kid starts crying. You gotta just let them cry that one out. I used to steal a hand massager from my dad's dresser drawer as a kid and run around with it. I'd put it in my mouth and turn it on so it'd vibrate my teeth. I rubbed it all over my face. I rubbed it on the cats. The most horrific thing though, I was just discovering that humping things feels good and I realized I could put the hand massager down there. I am mortified as an adult. My mom would gently take it from me and tell me not to play in the drawer, but I'd grab it every time no one was looking for a good while. Pretty sure she's the one that convinced me it was for massaging hands. Weird memory. I was slightly expecting you to say something life-changing that ruined her perspective of her childhood. But nothing could have prepared me for this. She even literally cried out of laughter and imba.as.ment. Imagine you come clean a house and their toddler comes around the corner and boops you with a dildo toe. Poking people with it is kind of a dick move. Depends on the vibration mode.